Hey guys, it's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another House of Horrors month. This is another review of a movie that came out last year on Amazon Prime. It's a 2023 American slasher comedy directed by Nanachka Khan from a screenplay by David Madelon, Sasha Pearl Raver, and Jen Angelo, and a screen story by Madelon and Pearl Raver. It was produced by Jason Blum from Blumhouse. Yeah, it's kind of got that look to it, and Adam Hendricks and Greg Gilreath under the Divide and Conquer banner. It stars Kiernan Shipka, Olivia Holt, and Julie Bowen. Well, it's basically a cameo because she was doing something else. Totally killer. Yeah, this was pretty good. It's not as bad as as people say. It's not completely original. It has stuff taken from other slasher films, but it's got an interesting premise. We'll get to the story. The story follows Jamie Shipka, who, after her mother is murdered by the same Sweet 16 killer who went on a murder spree 35 years earlier in 1987, travels back in time to 1987, where she pairs up with her mom to catch the killer during his original spree and return to her timeline before she is trapped in the past forever. It's basically Back to the Future mixed with the Final Girls and a little bit of Scream and Halloween. If you get my drift. And the movie's an hour and 46 minutes, so it's a little long in the tooth, but that's only because there's a lot of characters here. But Shipka proved that no matter what you say, Josh, on this video, she proved that she can indeed carry a film and a show. Because she did that Sabrina show for a while, and she's a good actress. She's strong in this movie. She's funny. She's very charming, beautiful, and they never have to over sexualize her. And this is an R rating, so they could have done that. She does a good job, and she commits. Olivia Holt, I like her as an actress, but here I didn't like her as the mom as a younger teen because she was kind of like douchey in the beginning. Lachlan Monroe plays the adult version of Blake Hughes. That's her father. You got Liana Liberto, yeah, the girl from The Best of Me, as Tiffany Clark. You got a bunch of other gorgeous women as the girls. You have Steffi Chin Salvo as Marissa Song. You have Anna Diaz as Heather Hernandez. Ellen Choi as a teen Carol Lim. You have Randall Park. He's in the movie. He's in a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of familiar faces. And like the film has a good premise, where she goes into this time machine in a broken down theme park called Billy's background. I don't know. It's a freaking gopher or something. It's a theme park with an old gopher. Freaking man, I'm at a loss for words. Mascot, and it's broken down, and she goes into into one of the photo booths, and then she goes back in time to 1987. It's a little bit of Hot Tub Time Machine as well, just that they go back in the 80s, and it looks great. The soundtrack is awesome. The kills are really, they're pretty standard. It's just a guy with a knife, but it looks good. It has a budget. It doesn't get too slow or too sentimental. The way the villain dies at the end is awesome. You know that's going to happen. Spoiler alert. And I think it has a lot of good in it. I mean, there's some side characters that didn't do it for me. One of these black guys is sexist with the afro. I didn't care about him. Some of the other side characters I didn't care about because they're just there to be stereotypes of the 80s. Yeah, like I said, there's some jokes that made me laugh. Like there's a TikTok reference that kind of got me off guard. It's not really that funny, though. It's not. It's more horror than a comedy, but it does the job right. And there's basic, standard things you've seen in every slasher movie: people in the woods, or people in a cabin in the, an abandoned cabin and drinking and doing stupid things. Yeah, you've seen this before, but it's not PG-13. They go all the way with the R rating, and yeah, it's not schlock. It's actually well done. I mean, it has a budget more than half of the slashers I've seen in the last 10 years. Where there's just too much CGI, or it's not scary, it's got no tension. This has tension, unlike half the horror movies this year. It says Totally Killer may not fully take advantage of its promising conceit, but this time-traveling horror sci-fi mashup is still enjoyable. It is enjoyable. If you have Amazon Prime, I recommend watching it at least once. It's perfect for the Halloween season, and it's got a beautiful cast of girls and good actors, guys as well. And it's not preachy, it's not feminist, it's not overly feminist. It has some moments where, a female empowerment, but it's done well. It's not this superpowered girl that can do anything. No, it's a girl that's vulnerable and has likability, and she carries the movie. Without Kiernan, I don't think this movie would have done as well as it did on streaming, and it would not have been as enjoyable as it was. She really bought it for me. And there's no Brits in this movie, which is that's a freaking honor. That is a blessing in disguise after all the movies I had to suffer through with them in it, and that they didn't need to be. The girl in Tarot was terrible. Kiernan can act circles around her in a heartbeat. And the other actresses that are, the diversity hires. There's a black girl that's in it that does really well. And there's an older version of her, there's a younger version of her mom in the past. They do fine. They're not forced in there. They're there and they do something. They contribute to the plot. Here, it's not forced. So I can appreciate that. So I would say I recommend watching Totally Killer at least once. Still going to be better than Venom 3 that comes out this weekend. Or Craven the Hunter or any other movies that are coming out are supposed to be violent and they just cut away. But it's good for what it is. It's a decent watch. And there's no sequel bait ending or anything. It just ends on a on a note that you would expect. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Acknowledge me, and I'll see you in the next one.